Hello, my name is Ruby. If this is your first time here, today I'm going to be talking about when what you want doesn't want you back. It's just a conversation. And disclaimer, I'm not this all knowing, I'm not claiming to have the answer to the question, but this is a thought piece. Like, let's talk about it or think about it. And maybe you can relate. And if you're a returner, thank you for coming back and showing love and support to someone who doesn't want to do this anymore. To someone who's tired. But I told myself that I was going to make it to 100 videos. So once I post 100 videos, you may or may not hear from me again, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about when what I want doesn't want me back. Or so it seems. And so it could be a perfect job that you want. Like, I really think I would be a really good coach at this university. I love the area. I have the credentials. Da 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 da. I think I would be a really good actress. I'm going to move to LA. I'm going to pursue my dreams. Like, I have the look, I have the passion. I really want to be a mom. Like, I am such a caring, loving, kind person. I feel like I have so much to offer. I want to do it right. I want to replicate what was done for me if I had a good relationship with my parents. If I had a bad relationship with my parents, I want to give someone the world. I want something to love and for it to love me back. I have a healthy body. Um, it could be financially, like I want to be the first in my family to be a millionaire. I have the degrees, I have the personality, I have all the things. But it's sometimes it can feel like those things that you want so desperately may not want you back. And this is very interesting because I just finished reading the book. I don't have it near me, The Alchemist. And if you're familiar with that, it basically there's a line that's repeated throughout the book, and it says, when you want something with all of your heart, the entire universe conspires to give it to you. And it also talks about having a personal legend, and it's about a boy who has his own personal legend that he's trying to live out. And so I give myself grace because although I'm only 26, someone who is 46 can look at me and say, "Oh, you have so much time, X, Y, and Z." But to me, this is all the life that I've ever known. This is a full life to me. Like, I don't know life past this or beyond this. So up until this point, it can feel like, what's going on? Why is it not happening? Um, and I had a friend, I talked to her mom every now and then, and she was like, "Ruby, you need to write down everything that you want from the universe. Write down everything that you want and walk towards it." And I'm like, man, like it feels like I'm walking in quicksand. It feels like there's ankle weights. It feels like there's something tied around my waist, a rubber band, as I'm walking forward, but walking in place. Matter of fact, it feels like what I'm walking towards is running from me. Has anybody felt like that? It's like, dang, like I thought I was gonna get this job. I thought I was gonna move to this place and all these things are gonna happen, and it's like it's not happening. I met this guy on paper the first couple of days, like he had everything that I said I wanted, but then you start to talk to him, like time goes on and you're like, I don't like what's on the inside of this bottle. The outside is really nice, but the way that this tastes is not gonna work. Or I'm trying to get pregnant. I've been trying to get pregnant. I've been trying to get pregnant. It's not working. And so the things that you want so bad, sometimes it feels like they don't want you back. And so, like I said, I don't have the answer, but this is a thought piece. Like, is it a timing thing? Because I remember I always reference Tabitha Brown, but she was talking about how when she moved to LA, she told her husband, like, babe, 5 years I'm going, he was a police officer, I'm going to retire you in 5 years. 5 years, that's all it's going to take. Like, God told me I'm supposed to move here, I'm supposed to have this dream, and da 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 da. So 5 years goes by, and she's like, babe, just 5 more years. 5 more years go by. It ended up being 15 years that went by, but eventually it happened. And so is it a timing thing as far as dream jobs and even like, dreams of becoming an actress, model, singer, um, like Ava DuVernay. She didn't pick up a camera till she was in her 30s. And she made Fruitvale. She made A Wrinkle of Time. She made the 13th Amendment. Like she's. But yeah, so her experience of that, it reminds me of a shroom trip that I had last year, probably around this time. And I did a shroom trip and I'm like, there is this light. I told my friend, I'm like, girl, to a couple of my friends, I'm like, y'all, there is this light. It is so big and it is calling me. And I was like, I don't know if it's coming at the end of the summer, at the end of the year, where something big is going to happen. Like, I was just crying and I'm like, God, like, you really did. You really blew my mind with this. I mean, when I tell you, like, granted, I was on psychedelics, but it felt so real, like the most realist thing. And leading up to that, I have had instances in college where I'll be in the mirror and I'll just get overwhelmed with like, I'll look in the mirror and just get overwhelmed with just like joy, like, oh God, you really did. Like, my life, this, like, it doesn't even feel like it's mine. Like, how, like, and granted, I'm in college, I have no, you know what I'm saying? I have no idea what I'm doing. And so you hold on to that hope. So anyway, I told my friend that last time. I'm like, maybe at the end of the summer or the end of the year. End of the summer king. I mean, good things did happen. I did get this nice job. We got this nice house. Like, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I was like, maybe the end of the year. End of the year comes. Not quite. And so I'm like, is this a Tabitha Brown situation? Or is this just like never gonna happen? I don't know. Um, and so that's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about. Like, does what I want really want me back? Is it a timing thing? Like Tabitha Brown, like what she wanted, it did want her back. It didn't happen in 5 years, 10 years, took 15, really like 20 years. Um, I think 19 years, however long it took for things to manifest. Um, but some things, will they ever happen? Like if I wanted to go to the Olympics, I wanted to go to if I'm a college athlete, I really want to go to nationals. I really want to, and this is something I put on my vision board. I'm doing all the things that social media is telling me to do, and it just didn't happen. Like you can't go back to college once you graduate. You graduate, and so the nationals things is over. I could try for the Olympics, but it doesn't happen. And it's like I wanted it. God knows I wanted it. So what is that about? But this is what I think. Sometimes, especially those people who get injured or things like that, sometimes you have to want it for you to go on the specific journey that'll bring you specific people and specific situations that could turn things around. Like, I did not, I mean, I wanted to be good at track, but part of me never believed in myself. Like I'm like, it's only gonna get so far. And then the way my environment was in college with my track coaches or like they're of and the turn, it was a lot if you know about the University of Delaware's track and field program. And so, um, but I did feel like there was something that was unfinished, and I guess I did have 2 years of eligibility left. I only had like a freshman year and a senior year because of COVID. And I really wanted to like see what I could do, like with my 2 years left, and I really wanted to do it really bad. Like I was like, okay, I want to really see, like if I actually try it, actually believe in myself. I know what halfway doing it can get me, but long story short, I didn't end up using my 2 years of eligibility. My mom passed away in grad school, which I was on track to trying to join at my grad school. My mom passed away, but it did offer me an opportunity to be able to coach. And then me coaching the people that I met along the way of that, connections that had I just finished school and just was like, oh, I'm done, or even if I had never picked that sport in the first place, like the connections that I made, like long-term friends, like literally my college friends, all of them are on the track team. The one, and I'm so far removed from that, but they're still in my life, and the experiences that I've had with them have shaped me in ways that if I was just a regular student, I wouldn't have happened. And so sometimes some of the best athletes who, wanted to go to the Olympics, or maybe they have gone to the Olympics or Olympic trials, or you want to go to the NBA or the NFL, they turn out to be really good coaches. And it could be someone who wasn't necessarily the greatest, but they still turn out to be really good coaches. And it's like, I didn't get to choose this path, but me wanting this path or wanting to get close to it allowed me this road. And this road has opened so many doors for me, made so many connections, been able to impact so many people's lives, especially, even if you weren't the best, you can teach kids like this is what happens when you don't do your best. This is what I have learned from this angle. And so, yeah, is it a timing thing though? Is it a timing thing, or is it that you just have that desire in your heart because it's supposed to take you to a different path to help you meet people that's a better version of yourself? I don't know. I My own personal example, um, which I kind of gave one, but I remember when I was getting my first car in my name. It was 2020 COVID time, and I had got my uncle told me you had two options. It was a 2019 Elantra or a 20, I think it was a 2018 or 20, I think it might have been a 2018 Nissan Sentra. And at the time, I'm like, I don't really know too much about Hyundais and this and that. He was like, no, after this year, like they're known to be pretty reliable. It had Apple CarPlay. It only had 13,000 miles. Like it was like, it's a good deal, blah, blah. But it was at a Nissan dealership and they had the 2020 Sentras. And I was like, dang, like I really like that car. Like I don't have enough money for it. But I looked at it. I was like, wow, like this is something that I would really like feel good about. And I really want that car, but I didn't have the money. So we stuck to the budget. I ended up and I just thought like, dang, I won't be able to get that one, but that's what I want. And so we stuck I ended up getting the Elantra. And about 5 months later, maybe 6 months later, I don't know how many months later, I ended up getting a car accident, totaled the Elantra. Totaled the Elantra, got the insurance money, and guess what? They had that car that I said that I couldn't get, that I wanted so bad, and that exact car, that exact color became my car, the 2020 Nissan Sentra. And so, is that a situation where you just let go? If you want something and you just like, I truly just was like, well, that's not gonna, I don't have the money. It would be nice. I really like it. I could see myself like being excited to get in it, but I just was like, I just let it go and it came back to me. And thank God I didn't get it. What if I had got it, y'all? What if I got it that time and then crashed it? And so I still have that Nissan to this day. So what is that? When you want something, because that's the original topic. When what you want doesn't want you back, is it a timing thing or is it just not meant to be? Relationships. My sister asked me last night, Ruby, do you ever want to be in a relationship? Do you have urges? Yes. Yes. But guess what? Sometimes it feels like the relationships don't want me back. What I'm not about to do, what I'm not about to do is just like try to force something. Like I'm not about to just because my mom, I never known her to be single my entire life, her entire life. Well, actually, I don't know her entire life, but from the time she had me, she might have been single for a gap, few months, maybe a year at the longest. But I never known her to be single. Like she had to have somebody, and she did not have good partners. So, and I know desperate people who like that urge to like have somebody next to me to validate me and to prove that I am worth something. It's like they need that. And it don't even matter if what they got next to them is any good. And I'm like, it's never that deep. But I do feel like sometimes what I want, does it want me back? Or is it a timing thing? Like I realize every year I stopped doing this. I used to say like write down in the beginning of the year like all the things I want in a partner and this and that. And I'm like, God, his inbox is full of everything that I want. But every year, just about, I'm a different person. And so it's like the things that I wanted last year, I wouldn't even work for who I am this year. And granted, when you get with someone, yes, you will still change, right? And then they'll just adapt to the changes, grow with you. They're gonna change. Like that's just life. Especially with me, like being in my 20s, growing into who I am, figuring things out. But it's just like, thank God I'm not married by now. Because when I was 15, 16, I was like, oh, by the time I'm 26, 27, I want to be married. Nah, nah. And if I was married to that pastor or whoever I wrote, it wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? So with that, I just believe like it's a timing thing. And when I'm ready for everything that I'm asking for, it'll just be there. I guess. There's nothing I can do. And I also think that all the most important people in my life, I never like tried to find them. It just happened. They just came. The friends, the it just happened. And there were like phases in my life, especially in college, where I was trying and I'm on the apps, I'm doing like going to the parties, talking to people, da da da. And those forced ones, it just felt so forced. Like I just wasn't. I don't know. If you know me in real life, you know like I can't do fake stuff, and it's just not the same. But the best things that I ever had that have ever happened to me just happened organically. So I just gonna live my life like it'll happen when it's supposed to happen in ways that I can't make up. That's one of my sayings. I always say, like, you can't make this up. Like, when it comes to real life, some things you can't make up. And so we'll see how that goes. But does it want me back, though? Does this job want me back? Does this life want me back? Will it, that light that I was crying about and so emotional and just like, is it real? Is it is it real? Does it really want me? Or is it something that I just want so bad? Do I really just want this life where I just wake up and I'm just looking around like God, this is just like, is this mine? Like I just in disbelief of how this is like real. Like how did I get here? And I was watching Oprah yesterday. If you're someone who's going through a rough time, go on YouTube and look at the Oprah podcast. And really, when she's just interviewing people about books, like it's man, I'm gonna be an author one day. Like authors, like interviewing them in the space that they were in when they come up with these stories, whether it's fiction, nonfiction, self-help, informational, scientific, you learn a lot. But anyway, she started off talking about how she made the Forbes top two. She was the number one of like the 250 self-made millionaires or whatever, and she was number one on the list. And she said that the list was made off of self-made, and they based the ranking based on how far of a distance you like had to come. And so her coming from Mississippi, um not knowing who her father was until she was like what 8 years old, and her grandmother being a domestic worker, and all, to who she is now, Oprah Winfrey, billionaire. Like it's such a long way. And so sometimes like she said she always, and so that's what the podcast was about. It was about beliefs or seven powers or seven beliefs or something like that. And she said the main thing that has always been there from way back in Mississippi to now is the belief that there was better for her. And so basically how your beliefs shape your experience. So back to my original point, does what you want you back? And it's just like, do you believe that what you want wants you back? And so if you do believe that, like how does that change how you show up in the world? Like if I like let's say if I believe like there really is this like, and I just got to get to it, and I'm just learning, I'm growing, I'm on my way. It's and I don't know if it's going to take, like it didn't come at the end of the year, at the end of the summer. It could come in 6 summers. I have no idea. But knowing that it's on the way, how does that change how I show up? Versus if I believe that it doesn't want me, that's not going to happen. How do I how do I show up? How do I approach life? How do I approach this present moment? Thinking that my dreams will not come true. And who are you if if you can't become the actress, if you don't become the mom, if you don't become the wife, if you don't become the coach of the year, if you don't become player of the year, if you don't become, who are you? I think he said this. or somebody said this on some other pod, like I think it might have been on that same Oprah interview. Uh, or somebody said like, what if what if there's another timeline essentially? Like what if what you hope for is not the only timeline where there's hope? So like what if like my hope to, let's say, be a mom one day, right? Like what if that doesn't happen but there's still a timeline where I have hope in other things? Like is that the only, like, this dream, this thing that you clench so tightly and want so badly, like can there be a life where you don't have that and still experience joy, happiness, like and still be good? Or it's just like, no, this is the way, the only way. If I'm, you know, Olympian, this mom, actress, model, singer, like influencer. So it's like, well, if I'm not an influencer, can I still? That's something I think about. I'm like, okay, Ruby, like if you just supposed to live a regular life, then what? Uh, I don't know. This is just something to think about. What you thinking right now? What about what I'm saying, like, is resonating? Is it making you think of something right now, or like, oh, that reminds me of this? Do you have somebody in your life who has a story of triumph, or you know, or like, oh yeah, she really wanted to be this, but then she ended up turning out being this, and da 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 da. I know some people like they wanted this one thing, and in pursuit of that, it brought so many. It didn't necessarily happen the way that they wanted it to, but in pursuit of it, it brought so many meaningful things that they would not have had if they didn't pursue that. And I something like motherhood. I don't know why I keep talking about it. I'm not trying to have no kids no time soon. But like in your pursuit of motherhood, like say you pursue it and it doesn't happen. What do you learn about yourself and about self love and about your value and your worth and your importance and your purpose? What do you learn about yourself in pursuit of that, that you might not had to have, might not have experienced had you not, I had a dream that, it's like weird. I have these moments where I'll have a whole dream, a bunch of dreams, right? And right before I wake up, I know I'm about to wake up. I know. And so I don't know how I know, but I'm like, my eyes are about to open soon. So there'll be like a message and I'll see something or I'll hear something. And I saw like this hand, and it was just like, I don't know how, but imagine me gripping like the air, like the space. And I saw the wrinkles, and the universe was like, let go of your grip so things can flow to you. So me letting go, all the wrinkles just flattened out. And it was just like, and I woke up. And so, why did I bring that up? If you let go of your grip, I guess, on these things that you want so badly, like what else can flow in? What more can come into the palms of your hands? And one thing, like when it comes to dreams, and I think that The Alchemist is such a great book if you have not read it. Because it starts with a boy who's living this life and he has a dream of these treasures near the pyramids. Me personally, I struggle with like trusting my dreams sometimes or believing them, because I do believe that in a world where everything is so logical and this and that, it could seem like, oh, the crazy, like you believe the dream. This dream told you this about this and you're actually believing it. And so sometimes it can make you seem crazy. And honestly, it's not something that's provable. Like nobody can technically prove that I even dreamt that. But why would I lie? That's stupid. But so I told myself, because I've had dreams that has revealed things to me that have made other people uncomfortable, and I had no proof, but a dream, but I believed the dream, so it made me seem crazy. I was like, I'm not believing my dreams no more. I'm not doing that. Like that's just dangerous territory. And like I never want to be, what you call it, a false prophet or anything like that. Like I don't want to be leading people astray, because sometimes dreams do just be random or misinterpreted, or it could just be, it's not that it's showing you something, it could just be a reflection of your subconscious mind, or I don't know. But sometimes, like when I tell myself I'm not believing them or something, like little small things will happen that'll just be like, oh, what are the chances, Ruby? Like you cannot go back. You can't go back to where dreams just were just random things. Like you're beyond that point. Like I was telling my sister, I had a dream about these Muslim women. They were African, and they were Nigerian. Two were Nigerian, one were Haitian, one was Haitian, and they had their hijabs on and fully covered. And then the next day, I go for a walk because I do. If you don't know this, which I encourage you to try, I start my day off with a walk, a morning walk. I call it a prayer walk. But I realize now, like I always start off like, "Oh, thank you for this day, thank you for my health." But then I just start talking to myself, and then I'm like, "Oh wait, this is supposed to be a prayer." Then I go back. But on my walk, I seen this black woman in my neighborhood with the hijab fully covered. I'm like, I walk this neighborhood every morning, afternoon, night. I've never seen this. And I just saw that in my dream last night. And then I get on Instagram and I seen that there was like a news coverage of three Nigerian men dressed as Arab women, and they had the hijabs on, and they were covered except for their eyes, and they were trying to sneak through the airport. It's little small things like that. Like, what are the chances? So yeah. Anyway, but I don't know why I just want to. Oh, I went on to think about dreams because that's what The Alchemist is about, and then just talking about the dreams of like your grip on the universe and just letting go and letting flow. Um, yeah. So back to the original point. Who are you? I guess like when what you want doesn't want you back, and is it that it really doesn't want you back, or is it just a timing thing? We really don't know. I think social media, we expect things to be instantly, so it's like, oh, I started a business, like it should boom instantly. Oh, I started a podcast, like I should go viral instantly, like. And sometimes it's, or oh, like I found this guy, like love of my life, we should get married, like he should propose instantly, we should have kids instantly. I want it, I got the money, I got everything to take care of the child, I got like instantly. And sometimes it's a timing thing, and sometimes it just don't happen. I don't know why. It would be so nice if everything we just wanted just appeared like boom, 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 boom. And they say like, oh, rejection is redirection or protection. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. It's sad though, because there are some people where I'm like, I'm sold. Like, yes, I think that would be great for you. I think it'll happen. And then sometimes it seems like it doesn't happen, or it just hasn't happened yet still. Or maybe it'll never happen. I don't know. Minanoa. So yeah. But yeah, my friend said walk, write down everything you want for the universe and walk towards it. I'm like, I walking in quicksand like this. Like it seems like it's so far away. It doesn't want me back. And so if you believe that, that's kind of a sad place to be. And so, if you've been watching up until this point, um, I've been sad. You know, I got my videos, the Valley Report. I've been going through it. I talked about my nervous breakdown, all those things. Losing my best friend, and I don't. My goal is not to get on here to preach sadness and just bring people down where I'm at. Usually I just get on here to talk, and then by the end I find ways to turn it around, but also validate people who feel like they're in those places. But um, I don't have the answer. And it's like it can be sad. Like you really want something really bad. It seems like it's not wanting you back. And or is it a matter of just keep trying? Like, yeah, you applied to this school twice, but what if you knew for sure you was gonna get in on the sixth try, but you gave up on the fourth? What if you're dating or you're on the apps and you got blocked 3 times, but what if the sixth girl was gonna be the one? But you deleted the apps and you just stopped and you just gave up. Or if you don't want to do apps, then I don't know. But yeah, I think one thing that has made me comfortable in being single right now, like I don't have this, like I do have desire for companionship, for partnership, for a best friend. Like that slot is empty right now. um, but I wait, where was I going with that? Wait, I do have this desire for that. Oh, but I had to tell myself, like, Ruby, because I know people who are 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s who are single and stuff. And it's just like, do you think, like, are you good? Like, are you going to be able to be okay without it? Like, can you still have a happy life? Can you still, like, what else do you love besides wanting that? Like, you know, granted, there are certain roles and certain things that are designed to provide certain things in our lives that, it's like, yeah, you can go on all these trips and stuff, but like going on trips by yourself is cool and all, but like having someone to share it with is just different. Especially just life in general. Life is hard enough, but having someone by your side, like that's tough. Somebody who loves you, supports you, respects you, like that's tough. Like that's tough. A good person too, not somebody you gotta worry about cheating, lying. This nah. So yeah, so I'm like, can you be okay? What can you like? I just tell myself like, yeah. But if I tell myself, no, I'm not gonna be okay, then you just start accepting crumbs and scraps, and then it's just like you're not okay either way. Now you got the person, but you're living in stress, anxiety, like harm's way, emotional abuse, like. So it was like you isn't okay either way. So why would you choose? What I can do better by myself. But no. But yeah, when what you want doesn't want you back, like what is that? I should have did this. I should have a conversation with someone. This should be two people to bounce ideas off of, because it's a good, like, sometimes like it feel like you walking in quicksand. She said walk towards it. That shit is running from me. I'm walking towards it. Do I need to run after it, or do I need to just let go? Is it a timing thing? Listen, y'all see that in the background? That's my vision board. Y'all, I'm not doing vision boards no more after this year, because that quote says, faith dares the soul to go farther than it can see. This year has been the year of faith. I don't see it's been dark, and I have to dare my soul to go one more day further than it can see. Like I did not know what I was doing. I did not want that to be the theme. I wasn't thinking about it in that way. I'm thinking like, oh, I'm going to have faith in these all amazing opportunities that are just going to happen that I can't see. No, it's been stripped down, naked, stripped down to nothing. Can't see. Um and having that type of faith, like I'm not doing that no more. I'm taking a break from that. I mean, we still got the second half of the year to go for things to turn around, but baby, you gotta be careful with your words, okay? Words are powerful. Um, so yeah, when what you want doesn't want you back, think about it. Do you feel that way? And so, like, what if you believe that it does want you? How do you show up? What if you believe that even if it doesn't happen, you still gonna be okay? Like, there's a time where you can still be happy, still be okay without it. But what if you just have that belief? Like some people are like, no, God showed me. I don't like to say God showed me this, God showed me that. I just say if I had a dream, I had a dream. I'll say what the dream was. If I believe something, but I just don't like to put stuff on God because I don't like that. I don't like that. I'll be honest. I don't like when people say God told me. God, I don't how you. I'm not saying you lying, but I don't know if you're telling the truth. And then it's just like, is it that God told you, or is it that you wanted it so bad that you're saying, or maybe God did tell you. Like the outcome is he didn't say God told me though. He just said he had the dream of the pyramids and the treasure. And I don't want to spoil the movie. I mean, the book. They should make a movie. I don't want to spoil it, but all along the way to the pyramids, so many things that have happened to him that were good for him, and some things that seemed bad, and some lessons that he learned that he would not have learned had he not followed his dream. So is it really about the pyramids? Is it really about the destination, or is it about the journey along the way? But yeah, I don't know if this was good. Does what you want you back? Do you? How could you know? How honestly, I'm asking y'all this question, but I don't think we could really know if it really wants us back. But it's more so about your belief, and I guess how you decide you're going to show up with or without this thing. Like if I know that I know that I know that there's a life where I'm on my knees crying, like, oh my God, this is really my life. Like I'm just so amazed. If I know that that's there for me, like I know it in my bones and my spirit, like how do I show up? And if I feel like, nah, that's never gonna happen for me. That's not. That's for the other bird. That's for the other people, and I'm just supposed to live this life that I don't really want to live. Honestly, I'm just gonna be a regular NPC walking through this matrix simulation. But how does that feel? But then it's just like, okay, can I just not have all those things and still be happy? Yeah, like I'll be content, and maybe I'll find things that maybe aren't as grand. Like maybe they don't have to be as big as I thought they had to be for me to still feel the intensity of that. But do you ever feel like what I want don't want me back, or you feel like you're trying, you feel like you got your feet got ankle weights on, you trying to walk towards it, you feel like you're applying, you feel like you're training, you feel like you're going on dates, you feel like you're having unprotected sex, you feel like you're doing all these things. You're like, I don't know. Sometimes it's a timing thing. Sometimes it's just you just had to have that belief to get you on this path to meet certain people that could change you and turn you in a different direction, a better timeline. Or maybe I seen this thing on Instagram. It was like it didn't work out because you would have hated it. How you know? Because I was loving it. I was loving the pursuit. But yeah, y'all, I'm about to end this video. Life is it's not easy. It's not. I mean, it has its moments. Like I said, it's a journey where you get to, get to the summit, sit, relax, take in the view. But you gotta keep on going. And there's times when it can be heavy. There's times where it can feel charged with motivation and purpose, and times where it can feel hopeless and you just feel like you're wandering. And then there's times where all of that comes together and makes sense, and then it all falls apart again. And not alone. I look forward to today. I don't know if by the time I get to the 100th video, like my vibe has changed, but that's real life. I don't know. Just think about it. Maybe y'all comment something if you like have a realization or you have an answer. Because people like to talk about energy and this and that. That's the thing too. Like I want to go back to sometimes I want to go back to the days where was a regular just sheep. Like all I believed in whatever the news said. I believed in Christmas. I believed in like I didn't believe in the energy stuff. Like you can't like once you that's what I'm saying. Even my dreams and stuff, once you go there, you can't go back. Like even if I say I never do shrooms again, if I say even if I try to go back to church and be religious again, or like I can't unsee what I've seen, I can't unexperience what I experienced, and even understanding like the energy of things, and I, it's hard to like once it has been introduced to your brain or like your way of thinking, it's hard to discredit it, like to just go back and like sometimes I'm like, dang, why did I get this deep into it? Because it just makes it so deep, and sometimes it seems like being superficial is just easier. It's like they tell you what to do, they tell you what to think. And you gotta think for yourself and do all this stuff. It can be deep, it can be confusing. You got me talking to myself for 40 minutes on YouTube trying to understand this answer to this question I don't know. I don't know. But what I will say is this, and I'll close. Amen. After this, everybody, whether they're in the NBA, whether they're like Tabitha Brown, she's doing living out her dreams, whether they're Kevin on stage, whether they're the top this of the year, they all believe that they could do it. And sometimes they might not have believed that it would get that big. Like they just knew that they loved to coach. They knew that they loved to act. They knew that they loved to dance. And they just followed that passion, that spark. And they it took them far beyond what they had even imagined. And so I do believe that even though life can be hard and sad and lonely, it can also be beautiful and stuff too. But I do believe, based on the evidence, or even the people who do end up having kids and stuff, I do believe like belief is important. Like you have to believe that you can do it. That's what all the successful people, everybody on that list, they had to believe. Maybe it wasn't to that extent, but they believed that better. They believed in better than what they could see. There was this one lady, I think she was trying to have kids for like 11 years, and then boom, she had three, just like that. She never stopped believing. Because I say she stopped believing, maybe they would have stopped trying. I don't know. So yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of letting go. Like I let go of that car, that Nissan Sentra. I was like, oh yeah, that's just not gonna happen. Like, I don't have the money for it. Da, da, da. And then hey, something small. They say when it comes to dating, all they're like, oh, it'll happen when you least expect it. I don't know. I gotta live to find out, I guess. But yeah, I need a hug. Be kind, loving, and caring to yourself and others. Text somebody, tell them that the world is a better place because they're in it or you love them. Life is hard. People who are in pursuit of their personal legends, or some people are like, baby, I'm not trying to get to no personal level. I'm just trying to get out of debt. I'm just trying to get, people are trying to get out of survival mode. Um, and so just encouraging people, it really goes a long way. If you take 30 seconds out your day to send a voice note, uh, little sticky note, put it in the mailbox, leave it on someone's desk, in their car, in their office. Like, do the work. My light workers, my I don't know, my people. Um, but yeah, be kind, loving, and caring to yourself and others. And like I said, I started this video saying I don't have the answer, but one thing that I do have is belief. And you just gotta listen to your heart and believe that it could get better. And I don't think you can go wrong. Like it might not go exactly as planned, but it could go it could take you somewhere better than expected, or it could lead you to things that you would not have ever crossed paths with had you given up. That's my take. Now, I could come back in a few years and be like, I did it, y'all. I did it. I didn't, and I can come back and be like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me get off here. Be kind, loving, and caring to yourself and others. And yeah, come on.